Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another very small, very compact and easy to customize vehicle. This one that I'm currently driving is called the Sandskipper, which is this lovely thing over here. So this is an atmospheric powered ship that features a bunch of batteries, a hydrogen tank at the back, and a very compact design where you can go out and about and scout all patches thanks to the ore detector, or just go over to trade stations, see what they have to offer, or even just look for a place to make a base. Yes, pressing F10 and finding this in the spawn menu, the Sandskipper is 164 small blocks using the Wasteland, Sparks of the Future, and Heavy Industry DLC packs. We use no mods, we use no scripts, and there's no information whatsoever about this, so simply give this a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, have a very quick look around the outside, fly around for a bit, and I think that'll be that. So this is what we get at the very front, and well, if the yellow was red, it looked very much like that robot from Futurama. Got what he's called, he's that criminal robot. Yes, we got two spotlights to light up the darkness, we got two atmospheric thrusters to help slow this thing down, we've got some beam blocks with some batteries behind it, where batteries are main form of power for this ship, so do make sure you recharge this thing before going out on an adventure. As for the steel blocks, we get dark yellow and grey, and as we were to move on the side here, we'll be able to see even more of the internals, such as the batteries, and a couple more atmospheric thrusters. So on this side we can see an ore detector, which is why I said we can go out and about and scout for ore patches, which is always nice. We can see some magnetic plates underneath to lock this thing down. We've got some nice use of our curved blocks right next to our rover cockpit. Then as we were to move around towards the very back of this thing, this is what's going to push us around. So we've got two more atmospheric thrusters, and there is our hydrogen tank, so we can, if we want to, fill this tank up, and then we can use this to refill our bottles if we are going to be, say, mining in a deep hole, and we need to use our jetpack a lot. Moving all the way up and looking down, there's a couple more batteries, there's a container for you to store a few bits and bobs inside, and behind our rover cockpit we've got two more atmospheric thrusters to keep us off the ground, and we can clearly see our spotlights at the front. Dropping down and coming underneath this thing past our beam blocks, this is what we get underneath it, so not too much to talk about. We've got a couple of neon tubes right next to our magnetic plates, we see the bottom of our atmospheric thrusters right behind our cockpits, and then some more magnetic plates, and that's about it. And yes, that's a very brief look around the outside of the Sandskipper, and it does look very nice for how compact it is, and it is very easy to upgrade to whatever you need. You can remove the spotlights at the front and then attach some guns, and we can go do that now. But before I actually go around to the front and remove them, what I will do is come to this side, so we do have a slightly different setup that I almost forgot. So instead of having our ore detector, we have a beacon, and then a hinge part, which is how we're going to recharge this thing, and of course to refill your hydrogen tanks. So we just come up to this, attach it onto another hinge part, maybe have it on a piston that will reach out towards this vehicle, then you can connect it up, and then, well, be on your way. Anyway, for the front here where we can replace our spotlights at the front, so we can have some autocannons if you want, maybe even link that up towards the back. You can go and attach on some more cargo containers if you need to, so you can remove some of the batteries on the inside. But there we go, we now got a combat version, if that's what you want. For the moment, I will just get rid of that. In fact, I'll just spawn in a brand new one before we go and go through the controls. Inside here, making sure I'm nice and level. Number one's going for our atmospheric thrusters at the front of the ship, so we can turn it off and go into a cruise control. Turning it back on, we'll come to a stop. 5 and 6 is coming for our hinge on these sides, so that's one on this side. We're going to attach and detach it to recharge our batteries, and of course our hydrogen tanks. Number 8 is for our ore detector on this side to turn it on and off. Number 9 is then for our beacon on this side to turn that on and off. And that is all the controls we get for the Sandskipper. So one final thing to do is of course to drive this thing around. But I don't think there's going to be any space pirates on this planet, because it is a spawned in planet, so I'm not sure this is actually going to update in this video. So we'll simply go forwards, and this is what we get. We are extremely fast, and manage to get up to 100 meters per second in a very short amount of time. Coming to a stop, we are also extremely fast, because we have the same thrusters forwards and backwards, so you don't really have to plan ahead when charging towards the station, because you'll stop very quickly, and well, you won't risk damaging anything by slamming into it. Moving left, and moving right, we only have one atmospheric thruster to move us on the left and right, but again, we are very fast with that. Moving up, there we go, a little bit slower than forwards and backwards, and it feels about the same as left and right. Moving down is going to be gravity based, and there we go, we might stop in time before we hit the ground. Yes, we will. As for gyroscope controls, this is what we get. It's surprisingly heavy and drags a lot, which is quite nice. It doesn't need to be too flicky, it doesn't need to be too sensitive. If you're not a combat ship, you don't need to be doing a 180 suddenly, you're just travelling from one place to another, so having this type of turning speed is perfectly fine. As for that, that is pretty much it. The only thing really to talk about is of course the battery life, which is 24 minutes thanks to all the small batteries, so you can go around for a nice long time, and it could be a good idea to maybe have a jump starter on this, such as a small reactor or a hydrogen engine built onto it, so you can, if you get into an emergency, recharge your batteries before taking off. So there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. Highly recommend you do. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.